Host Skeptor, and making their stream debut today, Aeolus. Welcome to Rocket League Cast. We are happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, looking like a lot of fun. I mean, we have 3 games lined up for you guys tonight, 3 best of 5s between some pretty action-packed teams. We got Rogers coming out, the defending state champs in game number 1. We got schools like Washburn stepping out to play tonight, Moorhead, Burnsville, St. Michael, Albertville, and last but not least, John Marshall, who will be taking on Rogers in game number 1. It is going to be a pretty David Goliath scenario here of a season opener for John Marshall. Just the truth, Rogers is our defending state champion. And I mean, Rocket League, I've said it time and time again, Aeolus is one of our hardest competitive leagues because it's been around since our very first season. So if you've watched any Rocket League, I'm very sure that you're aware of the competitiveness that is in our Rocket League.
Absolutely. They're quick matches. They're fast paced, so anything can happen for sure. It'd be really cool to see something from John Marshall, but yeah, like you said, Rogers is just going to be, as the defending champs, they're just going to be such a hard opponent to face early on in the season. So
for sure,
it'll be interesting to see for sure.
Yep. I mean, we're excited to get into it. Rogers has always been a fierce team since they've been in our Rocket League. Their very first season, they came out undefeated and put up insane numbers all season long. We are here and we will be getting into the game very soon. Just one thing to point out, this is the 2 versus 2 format. We are not on 3v3 for our fall season. That will be taking place back in our spring season. So looking forward to that. This requires more tandem duo work, right? You got to be on par with your duo. You got to be working together. Comms got to be on point, rotations on who's going, who's staying back, because all it takes is one slip up on a rotation, Aeolus, and that can be a goal going into the back of your net. I mean, you and I just experienced that in some duos.
Yeah,
we won't get too deep into that, but hey,
no need.
Got to keep one guy back, all right? Got to keep one guy back. On John Marshall, we are ready to go. You can see our players playing today, Blue and Yumo. Yumo playing in place of Renbo for today. And then Green Ninja and Neck on the red side for John Marshall. Kickoff underway, and here we go. Rogers in blue, John Marshall in red.
It's exciting to see. Hopefully, if we see an early goal, that can usually be the deciding factor for an entire round. Obviously, there can always be a comeback, but it'll be interesting to see who gets the first goal for sure.
First goals are definitely a way to get that tempo going in your school's favor. Definitely not a bad way to increase your odds of coming through with that W. Nice step up from Blue here, kicking it downfield. Nice chance at a goal, but not going to put it towards net. Trying to look for his teammate Yumo, who didn't really get that memo. Rogers taking their time here. Normally super hyper aggressive. right? Taking away all time and space. As I say it, Blue going to step up nicely, and that's going to be a free tap in from Yumo to kick off game number 1.
We already have a point for Rogers, which, like I said, that could be the deciding factor for the round. Obviously, it's well too early to call, but it will absolutely decide how these teams are going to be playing. If they're going to be playing defense for the entire game or offense, it really shows just immediately. With
Yumo
that open
just
goal.
slightly off. And Rogers known for their aggression. I mean, I've said it time and time again. A little bit of trickery going on. Blue just going to carry that one in and sauce it top shelf.
Style points.
Yeah, that's dirty. Nice catch.
That hurts. That hurts a little bit.
And Blue's just going to tuck it over both defenders late on the jump. Not as quick as Blue. Going to make it 2-0 the way of Rogers. Getting off game number 1 going nicely in their favor. Yumo, nice kickoff going the way of Rogers. Blue up top. Nice double tap coming inbound. And I mean, we all knew where that thing was going.
Off the
that
backboard.
is filthy.
What a disgusting play from Rogers. You can already see the interactions between the two teams is just, it seems to be stylish. Rogers having the style points already with multiple delicious goals. And then John Marshall's not necessarily coming back with the defense that they need to see to stop those goals.
Yeah, John Marshall just lacking that aerial play, lacking that aggressive factor right now.
Absolutely.
Rogers always pushing pedal to the metal, burning through that boost tank. Blue going to go up top, beat him to the punch. Green Ninja trying to play defense. Will get up nicely to defend that one. Little floater shot from Yumo, not going to find the mark. Now trying to dance back down corner side, pops it back out front. Good clear coming through for John Marshall. But the thing we're missing is that offense, right? We need an offensive push from John Marshall. We're going to have to see some scoring opportunities if they want a chance at getting back into this game, Aeolus. Here's an opportunity. Ooh, good defense.
Nothing.
Blue.
Offense is almost always the best defense, and with dominant forces like Rogers, SLP in the past, they just are always on the offense, never giving the other team a moment to breathe, and that just seems to be the case with this matchup right now with John Marshall, I think, having one shot on goal.
And John Marshall, I believe a newer school to our league. They joined in the last season, I believe, or last year, if you will. So newer to the program. Definitely haven't had as much time as a school like Rogers to kind of really find a rhythm and build. I mean, these players have been playing together their whole high school careers now. In their senior year of play, this Rogers squad, the whole entire Mnvl league has known their names and known what comes to play when Rogers is stepping onto the Rocket League pitch. So definitely a school that all respect and fear, because Rogers has always been in the conversation for titles as long as they've been competing in Rocket League, thanks to their amazing squad.
Absolutely. You can just see the ball control for both of these, both Yumo and Blue. Just the aerial maneuvers, the dribbling has just been superb this game, and it really shows the difference between a newer team and defending champs.
Yeah, look at this car control, ball control, everything. Micro to macro. Blue's got it. Tuck in off the defender. Puts it in. 5-0 lead for Rogers. 1:54 to play left in game number 1, Aeolus. And I believe we can wrap up game number 1 and put a bow on it at this rate. The offense is just a little bit too stout from the side of Rogers.
Yeah, it's their defense isn't holding up really well against Rogers, and they just haven't had those opportunities to score, and
for sure
it shows in the 5-0 count we got right now.
There's Blue making it 6.
Wow,
another one added on top. Rogers making it happen, and I mean, this is just something that we've all come to expect every time we see Rogers on the docket for the Rocket League schedule. This school comes to play, and adding on to the tally here, making it a 6-0 lead with 1:29 left to play in game number 1. And these Rocket League series always a best of 5, so time to come back for the side of John Marshall, but it's going to be a Rogers show in game number 1 as Yumo Gonna add another one to the Rogers tally.
Another disgusting bank off the backboard. With Orange just not able to really even really interact with their offensive push.
I mean, so far we're looking at a potential clean shutout. The lack of goal opportunities, I mean, that is just foul play. Yumo going to come in and snag that one at the last second, but I mean, Blue had it himself.
Look at that aerial. That
up
is
top. Musty flick, and Yumo the last
That's
tap.
yucky. Yeah, seriously,
goodness.
that's the showmanship is it's impressive. It's
style
genuinely
points.
Impressive.
Style points always coming through for Rogers.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that flick was absolutely gnarly.
This is the kind of stuff that we've seen from them. I mean, and I kid you not, the entirety of their play, like they've always been good. There was never a time where Rogers just wasn't good. Their very first season of play, they were undefeated, right? Like, this is just a team that has always commanded respect every time they step onto the server. Here it is again, Blue.
Oh,
wow, dude!
With the save from John Marshall, but that was
the third defender stepping up to the post, I think, making a big play on that. John Marshall scoring chance, defended nicely by Blue. And last thing, I know I'm glazing here, the side of Rogers, but their defense is also insanely good. We just don't get enough of an opportunity to see it because they're usually playing offense and usually shooting to score. Their defense is great as well.
Yeah, you can see as soon as it goes into their side, they reclaim possession of the ball about as quickly. It's and that's game 8-0.
Man, oh man. You can see the scoreboard here. 8-0, game number 1. A big start to this one. Rogers definitely getting it going early.
Holy.
I mean, the scores, the goals,
and
assists coming in nicely for Blue. 10 shots.
Look at the shots on goal. A difference 15-1.
Yeah.
Well, I think there was probably two on goal because Rocket League has an interesting way of doing that. But 15-2 even is a stark difference for shots on goal. It just shows the constant offense leads to just not needing your defense as much.
Yeah, really good start to this series coming out from the side of Rogers. We'll see how they continue in this one. I mean, a way to get going, though.
Absolutely.
In this series. 8-0, putting it down from game number 1. Now, John Marshall, can we see a bounce back? Can we see them trying to get that first goal? That first goal is big, like you noted in game number 1, Aeolus. John Marshall would do them very nicely if they could find a way to put one away early in game number 2.
Or even just have the aggression. Try to maneuver the ball as much as you can. Just have possession, make the shots on goal. Even if they don't land, it completely changes the dynamic of the game. Oh, Yumo pushing it back into his territory.
Going back to Gather, going to try to carry this one up top to the midfield. Going to lose it. A little bit of a takeaway. John Marshall, semi-opportunity. Blue back to Gather, though, so should be under Rogers' control. Blue looking for a passing play to his mate, Yumo. Going to tuck that one. Top cheddar. That is foul play coming out from the duo. A sandwich between the two Rogers players, making it a bit of a pinch into top right corner. I mean, that's just a beautiful placement from the two Rogers players.
The team play is actually really noticeable. You can tell the Rogers team is communicating effectively. With John Marshall, they might get possession deep in Rogers territory, but the other one is still back at the goal defending when that would be a prime time to try to push to get a goal.
Yeah, John Marshall just a little bit off on their rotations, and it's showing, right? Rogers knowing when to go, and there's another opportunity of it. Both players having complete control of the ball, fully sending. Nice setup from Blue to Yumo. Yeah, that's just too easy.
Oh my goodness. That was seriously... And Neck was just deep in Rogers' side for some reason when both Blue players were near goal. But the team play was really incredible and just continues to be.
Yeah, and it's unrelenting. It feels like John Marshall don't have a chance to breathe. Now
No.
trying to push it downfield, maybe something to work with. All bouncing close to the front of the net, but every time it gets close, Rogers cleared the length of the field.
That was a good clear. But do they have possession? It doesn't seem like they can get it again.
Oh boy. Blue just flicks it around 2 defenders of John Marshall, and now they both have to fall all the way back to the goal side, and that's just going to bounce in. They let it just float all the way down. They don't even give it the extra tap. A 3-0 run for the way of Rogers right now. A nice attempt coming through from Green Ninja, just missing it slightly. So the lead is 3-0 Rogers in game number 2. And so far, I mean, this squad looking great. Nice save from Yumo. Shot on goal the way of John Marshall.
We like to see it. We like to see it.
Yumo.
Hopefully we can get some more. That was a good.
Blue though. Wow, the
However-
bounce off the crossbar. Hang time not going to go their way. Now John Marshall, can they rush down the field? Scoring opportunity. Doesn't get a lot on the shot. Oh, but that redirect. Neck gonna put one away. John Marshall are on the board.
John Marshall's on the board. Maybe we can see some of the dynamics switch now that Rogers has officially lost the flawless status. I could see them playing a little bit more defensive, but knowing Rogers, I'm sure it won't hurt them too badly.
Rogers going to get right back to where they left off offensively, pushing the pace. And Yumo, nice shot defended.
That was a good save
for the moment, but Blue up top. The finishing touch not there. Defended again. John Marshall in hot water going to have to get this ball cleared before this offensive onslaught continues. Rogers setting it up top. Blue not going to be there yet, and they end up tapping it in their own goal. Aeolus. That is a bit of an unfortunate bounce for the way of John Marshall.
You hate to see it.
Tried to clear it. It was so close. It was so close to getting cleared out, but doesn't go their way. I respect the effort. The effort is there, and that's what matters.
Absolutely.
John Marshall down 3. Rogers continuing to apply pressure offensively.
You can see John Marshall is playing in a way they're adapting. I can tell that they are adapting to Rogers' play style. They're still playing defensive, which isn't necessarily a great thing against such a dramatically offensive team as Rogers, but I'm seeing these more frequent offensive pushes on the side of John Marshall. I think maybe that goal gave them a bit of swagger.
Yep. That along with sometimes like game 1, you know, a lot of teams feeling out process, a little bit nervous. Game 2, they try to fire it back up. Chance here, ball going to be a little bit off the mark, off the post. Cleared out nicely from Blue. Going to refill the tank on boost, now pushing it downfield. Has a wide open goal, should be a tap in, can't find the mark or the angle. Now trying to push it back downfield. Green Ninja plays it to the corner. Neck, do you challenge this? Blue, a danger from the skies. Yumo, shot gonna be a little bit off. Cleared to the corner now. Neck goes downfield. He's too good at just gathering the ball and just bringing it all the way out of the zone. No harm there.
Picked it up and carried it.
Yep, just legit. Like, I'll take that. Thank you, and I'll tuck it in your goal.
Oh my goodness.
While I'm at it.
Just very, very, very subtle, very, very gentle.
I mean, this is just, this is dirty. How do you defend this? You got to go knock the ball out of the sky. Blue's manipulating it the whole time. I mean, good luck, man. I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to be defending that goal. I do not envy John Marshall at the moment.
Absolutely not. I like watching Rogers. I don't think I need to play against them.
Yep. I'm comfortable right where I am right now.
Absolutely. Ooh, we've got a shot on
Here we
goal
go.
for John Marshall. Can they make? They made it. That was a really nice play. That was a really solid play. Rogers just wasn't in their goal. Maybe they think they're ahead in points enough, but with a couple more blunders like that, like tides can turn really, really fast.
Yep. Absolutely. 47 seconds, Aeolus. We approach that crunch time here. Final minute of play. Game number 2 of this series. Rogers with a 3-goal lead. John Marshall running out of time to fight their way back into this one, but 2 goals on the board this game. Really good luck for them as they couldn't find that mark in game number 1, but are able to hit it twice now in game number 2.
It seems like, for the most part, Rogers is buying some time with. There's another goal. Just nice and easy. The goal wide open, unfortunately. But just already seeing a pretty dramatic improvement from last match. I don't know. I'm excited to see game 3.
At game 3, and the big thing I think is still going to have to be John Marshall getting going early and finding that first goal. They got to get up. They got to find a way to get ahead of Rogers, because fighting behind Rogers, it seems impossible. They're going to find a way to score against whoever they're playing against, right? So you have to be fighting ahead, right? You can't be fighting behind from Rogers, because they will continue to score for every goal that you get. Just look at the amount of shots they put up a game. 5 shots this game from John Marshall, a huge improvement, but 11 from the side of Rogers. So it's like, that's double. That's double. So
if we see this trend continue, John Marshall should be dominating by round 3. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm hopeful for. Didn't put my channel points into the prediction this time around, but I like a good underdog story. But yeah, seriously, dramatic improvement from last round. We got only 11 shots on goal from Rogers, as opposed to, I think, 15 last round, and then 5 instead of 1 from John Marshall, which is just a dramatic improvement from a span of 10 minutes. It's just it's really exciting to see them accommodate to Rogers.
Yep, they got to pick up their pace of play. They got to go out and challenge more, and they cannot be sitting back and afraid. So getting ready for game number 3, folks. Appreciate you coming out, and want to give a quick shout out to our main sponsor this season, Undeniably Dairy. You can see their little cow logo popping up on the side. Make sure you check out their socials. We want to thank them for everything that they have provided for Mnvl this season, and giving these players the opportunity to compete here. So big shout out to Undeniably Dairy. Make sure we hit those socials, everybody.
Absolutely. Drink your milk.
Absolutely drink the milk, man. Milk's great. Strawberry milk, chalky milk, you name it. Regular milk, and cookies.
I'm a fan of a good old
Rogers,
2%. Oh,
Rogers is up 1-0. Wow. Well, I'm talking about Undeniably Dairy's milk.
5 seconds.
That's the quickest goal of the series, and that is not what I said I ordered for our side of John Marshall.
Yeah, heck, that's the fastest goal we've had on stream this season. Which I suppose isn't saying a lot, because this is our first Rocket League game, but 5 seconds is still impressive, and it seems like Rogers might be kicking up the pace with the aggression a little bit.
Barely keeping that one out of the goal. That one was cutting it really close. Yumo now kicks it back to his mate, Blue. Gathers. Dangerous spot to carry that ball, but going to kick it out of harm's way. Nice demo coming through from Green Ninja. A lack of demos, I will say, so far. I want to see the demos get picked up a little bit more.
I do like the mushroom clouds. You can see, I would say this round has already been more aggression on both sides. I'm seeing John Marshall playing it into Rogers territory. Ooh, at the top right goal. That just Neck wasn't able to do, or Green Ninja not able to do anything about the shot. It was quick. It was over. It was probably not painless.
When you're kind of like tracking it backwards and trying to look at the ball, and then you got to jump diagonal, it's just a really awkward position to be in, and Blue kind of knows how to place that in the right area. So really tough to defend. Nice shot from Blue. Really good placement from a marksman of a shooter. 3:54 left to play. Rogers up 2-0. John Marshall going to have to kick it into a higher gear. Otherwise, Rogers are looking at a 3-0 start to their season.
We saw another demo there.
Yup.
We are seeing I will say we're seeing the ball a lot more on Blue's side, which is good to see, but it hasn't shown in the score, unfortunately. Yumo and Blue especially just having really good goaltending. But if Green Ninja or Neck can get some gameplay strats from Rogers and Blue of just where to place the ball get it past the defenders, I think they could really do something with this.
Right now, Rogers have John Marshall right where they want him. So it's on John Marshall to really kick this thing up and try to fight their way back into it. They've been doing a better job as we progress through the series, game by game. It's just that level that Rogers plays at is a championship status and a championship caliber team, and they prove it time and time again as Yumo going to add to that Rogers tally. 4-0 lead the way of Rogers so far. Aeolus, what are you liking out of this Rogers squad? What are you seeing that they're doing good that you want to highlight?
It's the game sense. They're always in the right place at the right time. When there's a shot on goal, they're there to defend. When there's an empty part of the net, they're there to attack. It's absolutely the game sense from just, I'm sure, years of esports playing and just probably hundreds, if not thousands, of hours in the game, just mastering their craft. Especially with these aerial dribbles, seriously, just disgusting.
Yeah, the control, right? Always in control. And in duos play, ball possession and that time of control is a stat that matters a lot more. In 3-on-3, there's a lot of more of a constant rotation and everybody hitting the ball. But in twos, it comes down a lot more to controlling the ball, setting up a play with your teammate, and making big scoring opportunities. And Blue showing another example of why Rogers is one of the best schools in Mnvl in Rocket League. I mean, you never know what he's going to do. He's unpredictable. He can do anything, right? He can maintain more airtime, do a little flip reset, hit the ball another time when you weren't expecting him to. He can pass it to his guy, Yumo. Like, it's just, the options are endless because he's a dead accurate passer, too.
Yeah, the team play is just absolutely so consistent from Rogers. Can we get off the backboard? Nothing, unfortunately.
Good defense from John Marshall.
We are 5-0 and there's 2 minutes left in the game. We're already getting to the point where it's going to be really hard for John Marshall to have a chance at coming back. Oh, we got some ping issues. I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll work itself out. But just the continuous. I mean, I'm a broken record at this point, but the continued aggression, almost always on Orange's side, just goes to show how dominant Rogers is of a force in this league.
Yeah, you're not even a broken record. That's just unfortunately the way it is. Rogers is just so good. They make us sound like we're robots and we just say the same things about them all the time. But it's like, dude, this team is just that good, guys. They're always top 2, top 3 school in Rocket League, you know, since they've been playing. So it's like, how can you not? It's pretty impossible to imagine this squad not being a playoff team, not being a team. I mean, this is their senior year. So these are the last 2 seasons we will see of this iteration of Rogers Rocket League. But man, oh man, has it been a bit of a dynasty.
Absolutely.
From this squad.
Just, I'm sure, flaunting their superiority for their last year, their last few seasons, just making it count. Absolutely. Hopefully, I'm sure, hoping to bring home a championship win, make it something to remember. And if they keep playing like this, I mean, this is absolutely championship material.
Absolutely. And they set the tone, they set the standard of what it takes to be an elite level Rocket League team. A checkpoint that we've I had Neck going to get one, but with 19 seconds to go, I think that's going to be your biggest win coming out of game number 3. Neck scored one. And hey, scoring a goal against Rogers does mean something, man. Let's not joke around. Rogers is one of the best teams. Broken record. I mean, we're going to keep saying it. One of the best teams in the league.
So, hey, I'd be happy to get a touch on the ball if I'm playing against Rogers. Yep. So a goal is absolutely something to be proud of.
Absolutely. And they stepped it up every game, right? They gave up less goals in this one. Absolutely. Defense looked a little bit better. They started challenging Rogers more. Blue going to get one to go. And with 1 second left on the clock, 6-1.
Just to send it home.
Rogers packing up John Marshall and delivering them their first loss of the season. And I mean, you know, Rogers, this is what we expected. We expected an elite level performance coming out from the get-go. They started out 8-0 and then slowly but surely continued to apply that offensive onslaught that they always do. Taking a look at the last scoreboard here. John Marshall, thanks for coming out to stream. An unlucky draw in your week 1 opponent in Rogers, but we've said it time and time again. Defending champions are champions for a reason. They are elite level teams, and I mean, it really takes talent. Any closing thoughts on our first series ALS?
I'm really impressed with John Marshall, honestly. I mean, I would have loved to see them win a couple matches, but the performance and it's just a general increase of game sense and just overall playing ability, I saw it improve actually really dramatically from game 1 to game 3.
For sure.
So honestly, like if they keep up that level of improvement even over the season, I could see them being actually like, who knows, they could go far.
Yeah. I mean, met a tough opponent in week number 1, but there's always week 2 to bounce back, folks. We are going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we have Washburn taking on Moorhead. Grab your snacks now. More Mnvl Rocket League after the break.
Absolutely.
You know that moment when the world goes quiet? When the static in your ears and the skitter of your pulse fall away, and for a moment, you feel ready. More than that, you feel sure. At UW River Falls, we know the feeling well, because when the world goes quiet and you step boldly into the moment, that's when you know you're a Falcon. That's when you know you're limitless.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence, and you can see what they can do with their lives.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
Knowing that limit's gonna come in here short, but a chair!
Push, but oh my goodness, what? Okay, 2, 3, oh my god!
Goals feel. Jonah's gonna be able to just float one in here.
Window pop, it's not going to be Ketsui finding anything here. Now into the cage we go.
Burnsville coming out on top, 2-1 lead, and it's a clean 2-0 double kill for the set.
You know that moment when the world goes quiet? When the static in your ears and the skitter of your pulse fall away, and for a moment, you feel ready. More than that, you feel sure. At UW River Falls, we know the feeling well, because when the world goes quiet and you step boldly into the moment, that's when you know you're a Falcon. That's when you know you're limitless.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence and you can see what they can do with their lives.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships.
Welcome back, Mnvl audience. We are getting things rolling on our end for game number 2. We got Washburn and Moorhead getting ready. Aeolus, game number 1 squared away. How are we feeling about Washburn and Moorhead for game number 2?
I'm excited. I can't lie. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. With last round, it was pretty definitive what was going to happen. I mean, there's always the chance, but with Washburn and Moorhead, I think we're kind of going into it a little bit more in the dark. Just neither of them have really played anything in the preseason, so we're kind of in the dark as to their skill levels. We've seen Washburn in the past, I know, definitely hold the torch to Rogers, so that kind of shows their general skill level. But I'm excited. It's a new game. It's going to be a new dynamic. I'm excited.
For sure. Yeah, no, I mean, excitement, always feeling it for game number 1 of the season. We got Washburn, Moorhead, Bellicose, name I recognize. I don't think this is the same Kolbs as the Kolbs that we've had in the past, but Kolbs number 2, I suppose, because we had a ex-champ named Kolbs. So I gotta put a little asterisk or something here for Kolbs 2 here, because we already got a champion for hailing from Mnvl Call of Duty. So that's always going to be in my mind, but that's a good gamer tag to have, representing that Mnvl historic presence here in our Rocket League server. I like that. Bellicose, I believe a multi gamer here. I know for a fact I've seen Bellicose before. Whether or not it's only in Rocket League or another esport, that's kind of where I'm having the struggle of figuring that out. Bellicose taking on Kolbs and Cubbles.
Cubles, maybe? I don't know.
How would you go for that one? Cubless? Cub? We just call them Cub and Kolbs.
We can go with Kublies as well. There's so many options.
Kublies could work.
And I see Kolbs has the X at the end, so that's how you can differentiate.
Yep, there we go. Kolbs X. I like that.
Once you leave the scene, I'm gonna actually take on the name Skeptor myself.
There you go. Skeptor the second.
Skeptor X, actually.
Skeptor X. Skeptor V2.
I like V2. It's kind of cool.
There's a few options. We can talk about that off stream.
Oh yeah.
If I ever leave.
We've got the early possession by Blue.
Yeah, good pressure from Washburn. Bellicose leading this charge, and I mean, you said it off the get-go. Washburn and Rogers have had a pretty semi-competitive series in the past, so we know that there is talent to be had on this Washburn side of things. Will Moorhead be able to keep up with the pace of play that Washburn is putting down here early? That's the question to ask.
It seemed to be pretty Blue dominant right now, with that being Washburn. I guess it's to be determined whether we're going to see a similar dynamic to last round, but I would already say I'm seeing a lot of absolutely butting heads.
Yep. Back and
both
forth.
both sides having their aggressive moments. Both of them seeming to have pretty solid defenses. Can we get a score?
That was a huge goal scoring chance from Eli, just barely missing out. That surely would have found the back of the net if he had made contact. Moorhead now struggling a little bit, trying to get this defensive zone cleared. Now push downfield.
Ooh.
Bellicose gathers nicely, playing it over to the sidewall. Carrying it right over to another boost. Going to fill the tank again, and now this is going to be a scoring chance coming up here.
Right here.
Nice
Nothing.
defense coming through from the Moorhead goaltender. Kicking that one high into the sky. That was a beautiful play coming through from Moorhead.
Washburn's offense absolutely to the same level of Moorhead's defense as right now. Just it's amazing to see the awesome aerial plays and then the good defensive plays. And as I say that, just a pretty open goal, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, jumped a little bit too far back into the goal and then couldn't really spin back around in time. So just a little bit of an unfortunate play there from our defender. But overall, still a tight-knit game here. 3:20 to go in game number 1 of this best-of-5 series between Washburn and Moorhead as Bellicose brings it downfield. Kicking it back out front for his teammate. A free tap in. Eli gonna find the second goal of the series for Washburn as they go up 2-0.
My goodness. This is, yeah, that was the team play. Absolutely. We saw the pass and the perfect shot on goal with Moorhead just trying to do what they can, but we're already seeing something of a dynamic going on. Once again, similar thing with just a lot of aggression. And not that there's not aggression from Moorhead, but it seems to really be stuck on their side.
Washburn have been keeping their foot on the gas. Moorhead struggling to keep it out of their zone.
Yeah, as soon as Washburn gets it on their side, they just, like I said, pick it up, carry it out of their half.
That's something you got to be good at. How quick can you get the ball out of your defensive zone and transition back towards offense?
Absolutely. Seeing just pretty great ball control again from Washburn. We've got an open goal right now.
An opportunity. Eli goes for it. Gonna get knocked to the side. So good defense from Moorhead. Now we got to see a little bit more of that offensive push from Moorhead Aeolus if they want to get back into this.
Absolutely.
Oh, Bellicose, though, setting up nicely up top.
Oh, the fake out?
Eli. The fake out for Eli to come on through and put that one away. Beats one defender, patiently waits out the second defender, and then that whiff. Not going to happen. Washburn up 3-0.
I think that might be a hat trick from Eli, actually. Just like the teamwork from Washburn, the pass, the shoot, knowing when to fall back, it's the game sense again.
Yep, their rotations are on point. One man in, one man out.
Absolutely.
And they're always trying to look for each other right now. There's been consistent setup plays between the two of them. Faking shots, faking for pass play.
We got the demo.
2-on-1 situation. Eli goes low on the goaltender, won't quite beat him. Now pressure coming back through from the side of Moorhead.
Cleared.
Turn back over into Washburn.
We got the pinch into the center.
Territory, trying to put this one home. Not going to find it. Moorhead got to clear their zone. Eli going to push this one back through, up off the wall, bringing it towards the goal. Little flip reset, and Eli just going to tuck that. I mean, so hard to defend. So patient up in the air. Flip reset, and gone in. Finish the job. 4-0. Washburn, 1:03 left to play here.
And for those of you that don't know that, that is insanely difficult to do. I think that was like multiple flip reset.
Yeah, at least two.
The precision, the technical aspect of that is genuinely hard to fathom.
Welcome to the Mnvl Rocket League. We get to see a lot of that, the technical prowess on some of these players.
They stayed back, but immediately are bringing it back onto Moorhead's territory. Pinched into the goal right off of
That's
Bellicose.
a funny shot. Ground pinch off the defender and then
off of Cubles.
Unlucky.
That is tough. Yeah, it's Cubles. It's definitely Cubles. Just the way he plays, I can tell.
Washburn right now.
Oh,
I mean, this is another one.
That
Another
was-
one. 7-0 and counting. Washburn add to the tally. How many is
This
Eli
is-
at? Like 5 or 6?
I think at least, yeah. That's wow. That was the dribble flicked over the defender. They're just
Dirty.
playing well. They're playing really, really well.
Good
Oh my
clear.
gosh.
Eli downfield with speed. Open goal to look at here, and that's a tap in, dude.
Wow.
That's way too much power and speed coming through from Eli.
This is intense. It's really interesting because I'm really not sure where, thinking about it from last round with Washburn against Rogers, it's actually hard to tell who would be a more dominant force. They were both just playing so well today. Moorhead also honestly having some seriously good plays and good moments, but just not able to capitalize on the chances they have.
Yeah, for sure. Final 10 seconds here, going to wind down, and we're having a little bit of deja vu for game number 1 of series number 2. Another 8-0 scoreline to close us out. So Washburn going to open things up with a big-time W. Eli boasting 6 goals, 13 shots from Eli alone.
Oh my.
4
7
shots from Bellicose.
Oh.
That is the offensive onslaught that we were talking about.
17 shots on goal to 1. That's even more aggressive than last round. It's yeah, now I really am a broken record because it's just the constant aggressive nature. Like if you are that aggressive, it's always in their territory. You don't need to play
You don't
defense.
need to play defense. Yep.
Exactly.
That's where it really comes down to it. The aggression being rewarded from what we are seeing so far on the Mnvl broadcaster desk. Game number 2 of series number 2 kicking off right now. One more series to be played after this one, folks, between Burnsville and St. Michael Albertville Blue. So stay tuned if you want to check out either one of those squads. Other than that, game number 2 underway, and Washburn going to get right back to where they left off in game number 1, adding their first goal of this one to the scoreboard.
A mere 17 seconds into the match, sets up it sets up the dynamic for the entire match. Moorhead, getting the early possession actually. Can they capitalize on it? Doesn't seem like they can. It's back into their territory.
Yeah, Moorhead struggling offensively. We saw only 1 shot on goal last game, Aeolus, and now already falling down 2 goals here within the first 30 seconds. It's just a really tough look.
It is. It's a bit demoralizing. If I was in their position, it's hard to have that energy. But like if they can just keep playing, keep on keeping on, get the defense, preferably be more aggressive. Like it's really about the energy when you are game 2 and just the score difference like that. It's about the energy. It's about the constitution to keep going, you know.
For sure. Yeah, it gets tough, but for Moorhead's sake, you got to keep trying to fight back. You know, you were pretty close for most part of that early game. A lot of those goals came late for Washburn in game number 1, so got to stay in it. Got to find a way to get back into this game, and the best way possible would be by putting one up on the board. I mean, you got to find a way to breach that scoreless drought that Moorhead have been on.
Bellicose out of position.
Nice shot from Kolbs, and that's
And
going to
there we
find the
go.
back of the net. Moorhead are on the board, 2-1 in this one, folks. Great goal from the side of Kolbs.
Now
on
this
that
is
one.
this is a fantastic position for Moorhead to be in. I mean, just already stark difference from last round. 2-1. This is something that, like, and this early into the game as well. This is barely even a comeback. This is just, you know, like, but they can totally recover.
Yep.
If you leave last game, you brush it off, you know.
All
if
it
they
takes
can
is
keep
one good shot.
Absolutely. It's just if they can keep up being more aggressive and getting those shots on goal. I've already seen more action in Washburn's side this game than I have last. If they can keep that up, they seriously have a chance. But Bellicose does score again, bringing that to 3-1.
Yep.
That's
great defense there by Bellicose, getting a takeaway, forcing it off of the clearing side, and that leaves a wide open goal, and a nice touch tap in advances that lead back to a 2-goal margin, 3-1 the way of Washburn, with just under 3 minutes of play left in game number 2, folks. Moorhead, what else do you have left in the tank? Because one's not going to be enough.
Ooh.
Going to have to take it up a notch. So
that was good on them to try to.
And Eli showing us a new whip in that purple glossy Fennec. I'm a fan.
That is
nice pass out front, tap in.
Ooh.
Bellicose setting up the play nicely.
Really a clean angle on that. It's getting harder and harder to see the comeback, but like Moorhead has now got the foot in the door. Like I'm, seeing the improvement. It's absolutely not too late for anything, but just the Bellicose and Eli just showing what they're made of. They are a legit powerhouse.
Absolutely. Pre-jump coming through from Eli. Reading the play, reading the movement before it even happens. You'd love to see it. Bellicose now over one defender, looking for his teammate. Not going to find him. A nice takeaway, but it sets up Eli for a tap-in off the mark. Can Moorhead rush the field? And that's another takeaway.
There's a goal.
And I mean, Washburn are so good at just coming by and leaving Moorhead with nothing. They take the ball, they take it the other way, and it leads directly into a scoring chance.
Yeah, and here's the thing with those aerials, the aggressive tricks that Bellicose is trying to do. If he loses possession of the ball, he is immediately out of position. He's either in their goal, bouncing off the backboard. It's super risky to be going for those aerials because if Moorhead can capitalize on the out of position, we saw it with their other point. Then that's how they can score. I honestly think that could be a really good strategy for them. But that was just another point, and
yep, this lead just keeps growing.
It's hard to see, yeah. Ideally, Moorhead can kind of try to still have the energy, keep the momentum from that point. But after you lose 4 more points, it becomes a bit more dire. But we're seeing it. More aggression in Washburn's side, and it stays in Washburn's side. They're actually having a lot of trouble clearing. They're just playing the aggression. They're playing midfield just quite a bit better instead of just kind of falling back. But this has been like a consistent 15 to 20 seconds in Washburn's side, which is just a good change of pace, I think.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good little stretch from the side of Moorhead, but Washburn now back into that offensive area for themselves. Final minute of play, game number 2. 6-1 still the lead for Washburn, eyeing up, closing out this series. Bellicose going to get a nice pass from Eli, and he's going to put that one away, giving us the Brazil scoreline in game number 2.
Oh, no.
Gotta respect it.
7-1. It's cursed a little bit.
It is cursed. Absolutely cursed. Moorhead, wide open goal. Eli says no.
That was a good save. That was a really solid save. Oh my
Save
gosh,
for
and another.
Bellicose too.
Wow, I thought that was going in for sure. At this point, Washburn can really just waste time. If they just buy themselves time. Unfortunately, 30 seconds. I don't think 6 or 7 points is really reasonable. Unfortunately, I think round 2 might have already concluded.
Yeah, this game 2 is over here. Moorhead is going to be facing the 2-0 lead to Washburn in this series. So gonna have to go for a complete reverse sweep if they want to spark some life back into this. Otherwise, Washburn eyeing up another 3-0. Take a look at the shot count, 12-3 in total shots. Saves 3-2. So save count and shot count, Washburn leading in those categories, which therefore means they're most likely going to be leading in the scoreboard, which they are. 7-1 game 2 after an 8-0 game 1. So a little bit of improvement. Moorhead got to continue to chip away at the goals allowed and add to their tally. Anything you want to add, Aeolus, going into game 3?
Well, just seeing that last, I think, 20 seconds of Washburn just wasting time. They were just kind of aerialing back and forth, just kind of being creative. Just keeping it, literally just playing keep away from Moorhead. It really showed the dominance of Washburn just with their just gameplay prowess. Once again, Moorhead's getting just like improving from a matter of a game. So it would be really cool to just keep seeing that improvement. Washburn not able to capitalize on the good angle that they had. But still making just the aggressive plays.
Yep. Always being aggressive in the early moments of a game. But now Moorhead with a scoring opportunity, carried out nicely by Eli, going to get past both defenders.
Oh.
And man, oh man, that's a walk-in goal right there.
Wow.
1-0 Washburn, getting it going their way.
Caught them totally out of position.
Nicely done.
That's the way it's done. That's a very textbook counterattack. But it's also something that Moorhead could absolutely be doing more of. Washburn just making so many risky and aggressive plays that absolutely can be capitalized on, but we're just not seeing it. And Bellicose scores again.
I mean, Bellicose and Eli both are very dangerous when they have the ball in their possession. Both very capable of scoring, passing it off to their teammate. Like, just, it keeps coming back to the control, right? I keep going back to control, how good they are at controlling and manipulating what the ball is going to do. Passing play to Eli. Like, how do you defend that? If you go up for that ball and then Eli taps it, you're out of position. So it's like you need to wait for Eli to make this tap. Tries to read the play, tries to jump into it, and it's just too much. Washburn putting on a clinic offensively as they increase their lead 3-0 here in game number 3, folks. And Washburn trying to put on the works to close out this series 3-0.
And then 3 points in
Maybe
1 minute.
4.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Eli's not playing around anymore.
Oh, I think the floodgates might have opened on this third round. They're just kind of, I don't know. Something has changed a little bit.
Now Washburn are putting down the statement tone now.
Absolutely.
Laying the law.
Oh, this could seriously be if Moorhead doesn't change their defense, this could seriously be a bloodbath.
We'll have to see. I like the aggression though. Continuing to be aggressive. It's the only way you can do it. You got to fight fire with
Absolutely.
fire.
Absolutely. But then another open goal. Oh,
nice save at the last moment. They just got to be a little bit faster. Got to be boosting around the field more, fueling up the tanks. Washburn is always moving.
The thing is, Moorhead frequently can save a shot. Well, save a shot. I think so. Yeah. Moorhead can frequently save the shot, but then they don't really do anything after it. It needs to be I saved the shot and then, not I'm going to save the shot. Like, you have to say, and then I'm going to take it to their side. And then I'm going to go past them. But
absolutely.
It's just not happening.
I agree with you, but the problem that they continue to face is, like, they fuel up those tanks, they make that play, and they require so much boost about making that play, and by the time they hit the ball out, they just kind of clear the zone. And then the possession switches, Washburn back in control, and then it's another scoring opportunity, and now they're down on boost. They're trying to refuel the tank. They're just always a step behind Washburn right now, you know? And when you're playing from that back step in Rocket League, you are quite often the team that is on the receiving end of a loss. And that's just the way it is. Speed is key out here on the Rocket League greens.
Yeah, it's I guess I've never really thought about the cycle of boost, because yeah, you're totally right. Now they're out of boost.
Out of boost. The second they push it all the way down the field, and then it's like, okay, now we got to go refuel the tank. But when they go to refuel the tank, look at what happens. Washburn brings the ball all the way back down into their zone, and then it's just the cycle. We're stuck in a cycle, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean,
but
with that,
ooh, scoring chance.
Okay. The problem was Hubels was just in the goal. Washburn's goal.
Moorhead scoring chances are one small opportunity, and then if they don't get it on that opportunity, the window is gone, and then it's Washburn rushing the field in a fast break scenario like so, and it's a 7-0 lead, the way of Washburn, continuing on.
Yeah.
In game number 3.
I mean, with that cycle concept, with with what we were saying earlier, it could almost be tracked back down to literally kickoff. Which side does it go on kickoff? Who's using boost at the beginning, and then immediately sends the dynamic for the point.
Washburn just being a little bit higher caliber of skill, I think, as well. Just that possession, that ball control really showing through.
Yeah.
Moorhead a lot of hitting the ball and then having to chase the ball. Washburn hitting the ball to either their teammate or to a spot where they are, setting up their next hit kind of thing.
Oh.
Calculated aggression coming through from Washburn.
Yeah, Kolbs was not able to get the car to where it needed to go. And Bellicose was just able to take that opportunity and sneak it in there.
Absolutely. 8-0 here. Game number 3. 9-0 here. Game number 3. Washburn are introducing themselves to the Rocket League, stating that they are here to compete, here to be one of the best this season. So we are going to have to keep our eyes peeled for this Washburn squad as they move on because, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Washburn going to be 1-0 to start out their season.
I think even 1 minute 30 is going to be a little bit tall of an order for 11 points.
And adding on to it, 10 now.
We are now in double digits territory. Just really just a disgusting dynamic. We were seeing the improvement from going from round 1 to round 2, but I think something kind of clicked for either for Washburn or for Moorhead. Just not having the same level of plays on Moorhead, and Washburn absolutely using every opportunity to get another point, and I thought that was one there, but it might be.
They really don't care either. They're going to keep adding on to the tally. 10 not good enough. How about 11?
Absolutely, just flaunting their position right now. This is a bloodbath.
This is where I'll take it back to that point where Rogers letting that clock run out, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why. So just put that one out there for all of our teams.
Yeah.
You don't have to continue the beat down. Maybe hold off.
Yeah, the scores don't.
Or maybe just continue, right?
I mean,
maybe just continue.
The scores don't carry over game to game. We aren't playing for high score.
No, we're good. Follow Washburn finding a way to. It's the best. Their prior 2 games in terms of goals for. Shots have been coming through nonstop. Moorhead trying to defend, and we're going to continue to add on and sit here. All right. Thank you.
Impressive nonetheless.
Yep, impressive. Good win from the side of Washburn.
Yep. And I respect Moorhead a lot for continuing on to playing like it was any other point. 13-0. If I'm playing unranked or even ranked, I'm forfeiting. But I respect Moorhead so much for continuing on. taking the opportunity to improve. Practice makes perfect. Oh, practice makes better, I suppose.
Perfect practice makes perfect.
You're right.
But perfect practice is hard to come by. You got to get good before you can practice perfectly. You got to just practice to start.
And Peter Piper picked a,
Perfect practice, whatever. More.
There's something there. We'll workshop.
Yeah, that one's gonna get tucked. We're trying to tuck this game 3 here, folks, but Washburn's just not going away. They just continue to freeze the time and freeze the time and freeze the time. And this is where, hate to give a professional sports reference, but in the NFL, they take a QB kneel and they let the clock run out because the game's over.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't need to keep scoring and then being disrespectful in the game chat too,
Really?
Yeah. That's the other reason I'm yapping like that. Type in, close or whatever, the little Rocket League quick chat stuff. That's just poor sportsmanship.
You do.
Yeah, you're good, man. We can all tell you don't need to add on to it in the chat. Nobody cares like that. So maybe tuck that one, Mr. Eli. But
you hate to see a win.
In other news, very good win for Washburn. This is a good school, good program, and they've been getting better. We saw them winning Valorant yesterday. They were looking amazing. This one's been over for a bit.
OMG, calculated GGs.
Yeah, the GGs, the calculated, that's pretty not cool, my friend. Back to us. Yeah. Let's get that scoreboard out of here. I think that is, thank you. All right. Well, GG's to Moorhead. Hated it to go that way for game 1 stream, but hey, you can always bounce back. You got the VOD to look at. You can improve and take notes moving forward. Ran up against a tough squad in Washburn who did compete at the state finals last season. So a very good squad and a returning squad. Aeolus, any closing thoughts from our second series?
You like to see, I appreciated what I saw from Moorhead. I guess I have more to say about Moorhead than I do about Washburn. Washburn's really good.
Yeah, they're great.
They're great, but you do love to see the improvement we saw from game 1 to game 2. Moorhead keeping on. I just set the controller down. But I respect their constitution. I respect the character. It needs to keep on doing that.
Yep, you got to keep fighting no matter. So we will be going to break, and we will be coming back with one more game on the docket, Burnsville and St. Michael Albertville. After the break, folks, don't go anywhere. One more series to close out the night. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You know that moment when the world goes quiet? When the static in your ears and the skitter of your pulse fall away, and for a moment, you feel ready. More than that, you feel sure. At UW River Falls, we know the feeling well, because when the world goes quiet and you step boldly into the moment, that's when you know you're a Falcon. That's when you know you're limitless.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence, and you can see what they can do with their lives.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
knowing that limit's going to come in, you're sort of
Push, but oh my goodness. What? Okay, 2, 3. Oh my god!
Goals feel. Jonah's going to be able to just float one in here.
Window pop, it's not going to be Ketsui finding anything here. Now into the cage we go.
Burnsville coming up on top, 2-1 lead, and it's a clean 2-0 double kill for the set.
You know that moment when the world goes quiet? When the static in your ears and the skitter of your pulse fall away, and for a moment, you feel ready. More than that, you feel sure. At UW River Falls, we know the feeling well, because when the world goes quiet and you step boldly into the moment, that's when you know you're a Falcon. That's when you know you're limitless.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence and you can see what they can do.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have one more game on our docket, and that is between Burnsville and St. Michael Albertville Blue, I believe. So excited to get into this one. We have some returning players on both squads. We have Wither Gates, who was on the state qualifying team for St. Michael Albertville last season. And I know for a fact Beastmaster has been a part of this Burnsville squad for quite some time. So looking forward to it. Should maybe perhaps be our most even matchup of the evening tonight is the way we're thinking about it. So
I hope.
Hoping for an exciting matchup. Aeolus,
Yes.
what do you want to say before we get going into our third and final series of the night?
I was hoping for the even matchup last round. Unfortunately, did not see it. But I'm really excited for this round. Little Birdie told me that Burnsville lost their one of their top players,
which is factual. That would be Dorka, no longer playing under that banner, the Burnsville squad.
When you lose a top player like that, it's always hard to come back. You know, they've got something to prove. You know, they feel like they can still make it in the league without a top player. And I know Kefiko, who is on STMA, is a rookie this year, I think. So see if they can't do something nice.
Let's see how it goes. Beastmaster and Ladak coming through for Burnsville, Kefiko and Wither Gates, the side of St. Michael Albertville. Let's get ready for one more series tonight, folks. Appreciate all of you being here. Mnvl Thursday. Been a fun night of Rocket League so far, but now one last go. Burnsville in blue, STMA on the orange/red side, and right off the kickoff, a rifle of a shot just missing the net slightly to the left here. Burnsville trying to get this one going. They were always an aggressive team under the Dorka play. Expecting it to be something similar, but now STMA with a wide open goal and gonna find the tap in to start out this series. Tefiko gonna start things right for the side of STMA as they strike within the first 22 seconds of play.
What a nice, I mean, that's, textbook. We got the open net, they capitalize. It's cool to see the newer player getting some early action and the goal setting the stage for the rest of the round.
Great start here, Burnsville. Not liking how that one got going. So gonna look to add to their tally now.
I will say
STMA got the scoring going.
STMA's defense. This is a I would say already a much more even match. We're seeing the ebb and flow, aggressive defensive, but I am seeing STMA having just actually stellar defense, absolutely destroying whatever Burnsville is bringing to them.
Back and forth for sure. Nicely defended on both sides. And STMA playing a little bit reserved, not over jumping, right?
Yeah.
So playing a smart and a tactical offensive game.
I'm thrilled to see. Hopefully, it is something like that where we aren't seeing a team stuck to the goal. Although STMA's current dynamic seems to be they're kind of stuck to the goal. But we can see those moments of capitalizing on the misplays on Burnsville's side. We were really close to getting a goal, and then another miss from the sidebar.
Yeah, those are some crucial misses right in front of your scoring goal. Burnsville now could get an opportunity from those misses. STMA have to travel back to their defensive end, but a bit of a fumble right there.
Yeah.
Burnsville trying to pass back to their teammate, but it just goes awry, and now traveling back down the scoring zone, not going to find it. Cleared out nicely to the corner. Beastmaster steps up to the plate. A nice shot out front, but it's defended off the crossbar. STMA keeping that one out of the zone somehow, some way. Burnsville getting denied at the goal line by Withergates now. Offensive starting to rise from the side of Burnsville. STMA going to clear the ball the length of the field. Luck now stepping up.
My goodness, both of these teams have some pretty stellar game sense. They're both in the right place at the right time. They're both targeting the ball, attacking at the same time. We're seeing good offense, good defense on both sides. I think this might be the even matchup we were hoping for.
Yeah, this has so far been delivering for us, so we are happy on our end. 150 left to play in game number one. Burnsville on a fast break down the field, kicks it out front, big save from the defender, and now back downfield. STMA gonna go up two. Tefiko stepping up to the plate tenfold. Beautiful ball downfield off the post to himself, tucks it. The rookie getting his second goal of this game. STMA up two.
This is fantastic. This is exactly what I was hoping for. We are seeing four really great players. Burnsville just hasn't been able to get into the goal, but they have the offense there. But STMA has just been, I guess, aggressively defensive. They're just, as soon as it's on their side, they're in possession. Burnsville's getting shots, but it's just not happening.
They're on a double commit. It seems like they're a little bit off of the same page, right? The STMA players a little bit more in tandem, playing a little bit better as a pairing. So Burnsville gonna have to step up the communication. They only have a minute to find the back of the net at least twice to force overtime. Game number one in possession, and Beastmaster gonna break the ice and find the back of that goal. Nice pass set up and Beastmaster puts one away. 2-1, Burnsville down 1, 57 seconds left to play. Game number 1.
Oh my gosh, anything can happen. This is Burnsville with the point.
Right down Broad Street, bar down, Kefiko hat trick. Anything can happen?
That's
anything can happen.
Absolutely.
Kefiko. Dude, I'm losing it.
My
That's
goodness.
such a nice shot.
I'm
Undefendable.
I'm not having the commentary because I'm actually getting like, I just want to yell. This is seriously, this is awesome gameplay. This is, we're seeing some serious skill on both sides. Burnsville definitely down but not out. I'd say if they can't score in another 20 seconds, it might be over for round 1, but
down 2 with 30 seconds. They got 15 seconds apiece for 1 goal, right? So they got to make it happen and make it snappy. Lucky going for the goal, trying to take luck out of the equation. 3-2, Burnsville only down 1. 23 seconds left in regulation. Plenty of time. STMA have to be sharp defensively. Burnsville gonna have to go absolutely haywire to find this Gino. Nice kickoff. Lucky, Beastmaster played into the STMA zone. Can center it for his teammate. Out front, defended nicely to the corner. Burnsville, you gotta play together, but neither one of them go for the ball. The miscommunication. 5 seconds now. Downfield, Lucky.
Can they get it?
He's got a wide open goal.
Oh my!
He's gonna get it. There's no way. There's just no way. There's just no way.
Tied at 2
What
seconds.
are you doing, STMA? Sit back and defend the goal.
They're just trying to make it like exciting for us.
Oh my goodness, they're playing for the Mnvl audience. We're tied up. 2 seconds left in regulation. And we're going to overtime.
We are in overtime. It's official.
Game number 1, going the distance, needing the golden goal to settle it. STMA Weathergates trying to push to the net, not going to find it. Defended nicely for now. Ball airborne out front, kicked out for the time being. Kefiko going up top, just misses wide to the right now. Pushing it back out to midfield. Lucky though, downfield, defended by Withergates. Now, trying to get this out of their zone, but it's Burnsville's shot. Slightly off to the left. Follow-up not going to be there just quite yet.
Can they keep it on STMA's side? This is...
Nice shot, and that's the game. Burnsville come back in. They play spoiler, and STMA had it. They had the game, and they end up fumbling the bag for game number 1. Burnsville come in, and they steal away the heart of STMA fans, and they rob them of game number 1. What a game, and what a comeback from Lucky and Beastmaster.
This is exactly what I was hoping for. I mean, okay, right off the bat, we see the more offensive Burnsville and the more defensive STMA, but it's not to a point where either side is locked into one role. STMA has 10 saves, 10 saves to 14 shots on against Burnsville. Like, it's such an even matchup. We saw the, I think, 0-2 recovery into the 4-3 overtime. This is Mnvl esports at its finest. This is some exciting stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, a heck of a match number 1 between these two squads. The good news, at least 2 more games between these two, if not more. So stay tuned. Game number 2 rapidly approaching. Burnsville came back into that game somehow, and they end up taking it. Look at the shot differential. 14 shots to 7. So double the amount of shots for the side of Burnsville, which might be the main reason why they came out on top.
Absolutely. I mean, it's that they've gotten the saves but haven't been able to transfer that into shots. You know, they'll make a save and it'll stay on their side, which is absolutely something you can't do in Rocket League. You have to be absolutely getting it to the other side. But STMA was the superior force for most of that game. regardless of their shots on goal. Burnsville really seems to be out of their element when they're the ones defending, and if STMA can.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, there's
Lucky's
the first
gonna
goal.
get it going.
I mean, we could easily see a comeback from STMA. It's barely a comeback. It's 1 point, but like both of these teams are so well matched to each other. STMA just has to be more aggressive. They just have to be a bit more aggressive.
Yep, gotta see him go out, challenge a little bit more. Not just let Burnsville do whatever they'd like.
Absolutely.
Now trying to push back downfield.
This is the exact situation that STMA could get a goal in, but cleared out.
Beastmaster kicks it over to Lucky, and that's a beautiful shot. Gonna find the back of the net every day of the week.
Just gorgeous. Yeah, that's the dynamic has switched since last matchup. STMA seems to be a little bit off their defensive game. Ooh. Immediately into STMA's field, but they cleared out, and just like that, it's back into STMA's field. Another clear, but neither of them are in possession of the ball, and it's just going to get sent right back to them. It's like playing ping pong. It's back and forth.
Wow. Lucky playing wrecking ball, already on a hat trick, just goes through, barrels through these defenders. Watch him. Just pushes through and just absolutely knocks goal out of the way. Sorry, Withergates, you're not getting to play this game. That's the worst kind of feeling. Didn't even get a chance to play the ball.
Oh my goodness. Burnsville just seeming very much in control this match. But
he got caught up by surprise, caught off guard a little bit, got down a couple of goals because right now they are well in control. Luck has put in 4 goals already, and it's a 4-0 lead the way of Burnsville.
And I guess this just goes to show that one round is not enough to gauge a matchup. STMA just isn't seeming like they're the same self from round 1. We gotta see them playing more aggressive, getting it to the other side, transferring those defenses into offenses. But Burnsville repeatedly just making the plays, hitting the shots. They have the teamwork this round, you can tell.
Oh my goodness. I mean, currently STMA gotta kick things up offensively. We're missing something from that side
open
right now. Burnsville trying to go low on that shot. Not going to find it. Approaching about half the game marker left. Beastmaster going to add another one to the tally, and it's 5-0 Burnsville. Making it happen here in game number 2, Aeolus. Game 1 went to overtime, was quite close, but right now Burnsville stating that there is no reason for this series to be considered close.
Absolutely. I still think that their skill levels are comparable.
Very true. Lucky's upset though. Lucky's got 5 goals out of the 6, just scoring from anywhere.
Good Lord,
those angles are foul.
Seriously, I know. I was a bit in shock of that last one. But if Burnsville can get a shutout round, STMA could get a shutout round. I could see this going to round 4 or 5. Because I know STMA has it in them. They just need to have that click where they're approaching the game differently.
I thought STMA were the team that had that little bit of synergy buff edge based on what I was seeing in game number 1, but Burnsville stepping it up big time for this game 2, and that's a nice redirect from Withergates. Both Burnsville combatants having to go back and double commit that one.
I think it was too little too late for the double commit, and now they were seen out of position just a bit.
From production's words, STMA is going to have to start STM slaying if they want to get back into this series. And I would never say
Lord.
something that ridiculous. That is all production. I was forced to say this, so send help. All right, let's carry on with the game. Burnsville is well in control. We have been in note of that. 6-0, and from the fact that game 1 went to OT and STMA was in the driver's seat the majority of that game, it makes me quite sad that this is the result of game number 2. Unless Burnsville was playing possum and not showing us everything that they had up their sleeve, because right now they are activated.
I know, it's the stark contrast, but they did get the demo, but an unfortunate whiff just leads to that not really mattering. You know, maybe STMA is the one that's playing possum. You know, they're giving them around. You know, anything could still happen. Maybe this is just me being optimistic, but and then the 7th goal.
Woo boy, Burnsville.
Well, Burnsville, I would say, is now 2-0 with the match count, unfortunately, for STMA. But just showing them what they're made of. Absolutely.
The big thing, too, is Burnsville showing that they weren't just the Dorka show with this kind of a performance, right?
Absolutely.
This is 2 players in Beastmaster and Lucky that are going absolutely bananas on the Rocket League server right now. 8-0 STMA right now, wishing they could be back in that game number 1 and close out, because, man, oh man, they're facing down the barrel of 2-0, and we could be looking at a potential 3-0 sweeps tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just the vibe is switched, whether that's Burnsville more confident or STMA more unsure of themselves. It's just not the same. It's not the STMA that back in my day from
Mayday.
10 minutes ago.
Beastmaster putting one away, 9-0. You know, let's just think about how close game 1 was.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen between games of Rocket League, and this 3rd game of this series could be right back to game number 1 level of closeness. Game 2, however, outlier. Okay?
Yeah.
10-0. All right. Memory of a goldfish going into game number 3 STMA Blue. We're going to wipe this one from existence. Never happened.
Exactly, but Burnsville could say the same thing. Just pretend like that first round didn't happen and just send it home.
That's
Absolutely.
what they did. That's why they saw such an insane bounce back in game 2. Look at that score for Luck. 1-5-9-6 scoreline. 8 goals. Okay? Look at those shots.
I have to say it's less on Burnsville's improvement and more on STMA just not having it in them this time. They were 8 saves last round, and now that is down to just 2 out of 12 shots on goal. 13 shots on goal. I can't count, I think.
You're good. It's hard to count sometimes.
You know, I'm a caster. I'm not a mathematician.
There we go.
But STMA has to make a pretty dramatic shift, just like they did this round. They can just turn on whatever switch they had round 1.
They're gonna have to turn on that Burnsville switch from game 2, because I mean that was just an outstanding game 2 coming through from Beastmaster and Lucky. Kefiko and Withergates, great showing in that round 1, but definitely need to up their aggression level and just need to say, put it all on the line. No reason to be scared of going for it, right? You're down 0-2 at this point. You might as well just let it all go and play for it, right? Don't leave anything for post-match upsetness that you didn't try that or go for that. Might as well just go for it now.
My conspiracy is that STMA, they put their younger brothers on the game.
Maybe
that was just for fun. This is where STMA shows what they're made out of. Going to reverse sweep it, get to game 5, and we're gonna see what they're really made out of. Oh,
that is not what STMA's coach had on the board for the starting of Game 3. So that's Lucky doing the Lucky script, where he just continues to score and dominate and do everything offensively that Burnsville needs to get done.
But yeah, Burnsville is just they're playing their same game, and I have yet to see something from STMA to show me that they aren't playing, they aren't having the same dynamic as last time. Lucky with the just pushing him out of the way. Gotta love it. Oh, there's an open goal. No, nothing. Lucky is able to just clear it right out. Just need to try to do something fancy. Oh, see, there's the STMA saves that I'm looking for. That was a really, really nice save. But can we see the aggressiveness that we need to see from STMA? I still have it in my heart. Like I've been saying, I love an underdog story, and after Game 2, STMA has kind of become the underdog.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's not even up for question.
Mm-hmm.
A 10-0 waxing in game number 2 put down by Burnsville. No disrespect, but based on how close game 1 was, that's just one that those happen sometimes, right? You have an off game. Burnsville's rotations were just right. Ball was going exactly where they needed it to 90% of that game, right?
Just kind of get in your own head about how they're scoring on you. Absolutely. But we're already at 3 minutes in, or 2 minutes in, and Burnsville's only scored once.
Yep.
STMA has had a lot more time in Burnsville's side, and I think STMA has kind of like they've splashed themselves with water, woken up a little bit, maybe the smelling salts, just to get themselves going,
Absolutely. I feel that. Had to crack out the smelling salts, get the blood flowing.
After last match, yeah, that's fair.
Lucky goes high with it.
Too high.
That was a little bit of a blunder. Because now STMA has a scoring opportunity, and oh boy, you hate to see that. That's tough.
And
that's
that's
it. Yeah, because that's how this works.
Lucky just having the angles at all times, just able to magnetically attract it to the goal. What a gorgeous shot that was, though. Ooh.
I feel like Lucky needs to change his name to Skilly. Because there's not a lot of luck that I'm seeing on this field right now, dude. Seems pretty automatic.
Skilly, I like that. I think you'll have to run
wow.
with him.
Here we go.
Oh my
Mr.
gosh.
Skilly, back at it.
I don't think
maybe
I can.
Maybe just start calling him that. Nobody's going to know what I'm saying. Who is this guy talking about?
We're at halftime, and just about. And we're seeing less scores on the side of Burnsville. We're seeing the better defense from STMA. We're seeing the bit increased aggression. But will it be enough to actually tie it up and bring it into overtime or even take a round themselves? They just aren't able to get it at a time.
Yeah, they got to get it one goal at a time. Let's see, Kefiko, good spot.
This is good.
Nice
this is good
boost.
shot.
Ball up top though. Beastmaster gonna clear nicely. Gonna try to reverse into it. Withergate steps up now. Ball in good scoring position, and Withergates will break the ice, finding goal number 1 for STMA. Now only down 2. Still some life left in this one.
I believe that was breaking a 15-goal streak of Burnsville. Maybe this is what we needed. This is what they needed. The letting the dam burst. Maybe we can see a comeback from STMA, and nothing there.
They got to keep this pressure up. They cannot sit back and let Burnsville start getting their scoring opportunities again, because Lucky's going to put that one away.
Yeah. I'm noticing Withergates is holding back while Kefiko is playing more aggressively, which can work, but it seems like one person isn't enough to do offense and one person isn't enough to defend. So it seems like they might need to be doing more rotations.
Uh-oh, that's a bit of a Whiffington coming through from Mr. Beastmaster, but does not end up counting against them. That was such a dangerous spot to miss that too. Like wide open goal, but luckily no STMA player in sight. Now defending back in their own zone with just a minute 15 seconds of play left, man. You gotta wonder, has that timer reached its limit? Post shot, not gonna find it. A chance for STMA back downfield.
Can they score? Oh, nothing. Skilly's gonna take it away, I think. Right into the goal.
1 minute remaining, and
There it
Burnsville gonna
goes.
walk that one home.
Wow.
And that is tough. That is tough right there.
You know,
Might have been
stranger
the nail
things
in the
have
coffin.
happened. Stranger things have happened. I'd say a minute is still enough for something to happen, but STMA really has to unlock here.
50 seconds left. Beastmaster gonna bounce that one high up off the backboard. Follow through from Luck, not gonna find it. Back up top, trying to gather.
Lucky
So
maybe.
not as much control in that aerial play like we were seeing from some of our players in the first 2 games, but still definitely a solid, well-rounded squad.
And still able to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. At this rate, STMA best look was coming through in that first game, and that really was the heartbreaker, man. They had the game, they were up 3-2, they were a little bit too aggressive, and with 2 seconds left, the game got tied back up and pushed into overtime, and the rest was history.
No, they gave us hope, but I won't lie.
Sometimes that's the way it goes, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine that game goes differently. STMA come out 1-0. Burnsville now on the back foot, right? Like that's all it could have taken. But in the end, we are looking at 3 consecutive 3-0s to start out day number 1 Rocket League.
Wow.
Overall, pretty good series, though, from these 2 squads.
Absolutely. And there it is. That is officially game. Absolutely, STMA kind of pulled it out of the gutter there from round 2, but just weren't able to capitalize, weren't able to compensate from the previous round. Burnsville with that was that one absolute whiff of an aerial shot, like kind of late in the game, and you know everyone does it. But what I think is interesting is that neither STMA player was willing or able to go for it. They did not try to punish for what was honestly something that could have lost a point. Like
for sure.
Losing that control of that aerial and then pinching it back into your territory with an open goal, that could have and honestly should have been a really good opportunity for STMA, but they were just
Absolutely.
stuck in the goal, unfortunately.
Yep, a few missed opportunities, and that is going to cost them a 3-0 series going the way of Burnsville, folks. We are going to take a quick break and try to get an interview set up with one of our Burnsville players, so don't go anywhere. One last segment before we call it an MNVL week and catch you guys for week 2. Don't go anywhere. Interview after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the interview portion of the stream. We have finished up our games for the night, but before we get to the interview, I want to give a quick shout out to our 6 premier collegiate sponsors that have taken up a spot at sponsoring MNVL this season. We want to appreciate all the support that they have provided for us. And I want to give a big heads up to all of our MNVL players, etc. If you are looking at a path in esports and schooling to the next level, make sure you check out one of our 6 premier colleges listed below. We've got all kinds of information on our page and below. So definitely check them out. Without further ado, coming onto the MNVL desk, this is Luck from Burnsville. Luck, good games tonight. Thank you for joining us. How are you feeling?
Feeling good after that. My first real season match ever, so
Oh
good
wow,
to have
yeah.
the first win.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. So you had kind of an MVP last season, which was Dorka. And it seems like obviously the team has changed up a bit. How do you think you're doing without that player, and like how do you think it's going so far?
I think it's going pretty good. You know, he coached me a little bit during the preseason, so
nice.
Thank him for that because I think I got a little bit better.
Some seniority, yeah, for sure. Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, Dorka was a legend on the Burnsville squad for quite some time, so it's awesome to see you and Beastmaster step up and really shine on your matchup today. Luck, I wanted to ask, how were you guys feeling after such a tight game 1? What was the mentality, and what did you guys say to bounce back so hard for game 2?
Well, it was so close. I was really nervous because it was the first actual season match and it was on stream too, so the blood was pumping that whole game. But during the second
100%.
game, I just tried to calm down a little bit, and it worked.
Yep.
The chill factor. Yes, absolutely.
Your guys' play looked really solid in game number 2. Aeolus, go ahead with your second question for Luck.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's already half answered, but what do you think you're gonna be changing? Like, how do you think you're going to what are you gonna do to try to improve from this game to the next? You know, obviously you've got a win under your belt, but that does not mean you can't still, of course, improve and get better at your craft. Especially with that really tight first game, you said kind of just chill. You know, take some deep breaths, kind of regain your confidence. What do you think you're gonna change in these coming games?
I think I'll just naturally become less nervous, but to prepare myself for the next games, I'll probably do some scrimmages against higher level players, so I'm ready to face in case someone better than me is against me.
For sure.
It's a good game plan. Okay, Luck, I've got one more question for you, and I wanted to know, what are your goals for you and Team Burnsville this season?
Well, we definitely want to get in the top 8 so we make it to state. And then, I mean, that was pretty much my only goal, but yeah.
All right, that's not a bad goal. Making it to state is a good goal. It's a tough division, the MNVL Rocket League, and we wish you the best of luck in doing that.
Taking championship, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We like the confidence.
Luck, at this time, we usually give it back to the interviewee for some shout-out time for teammates, friends, coaches, family members, whoever you want to give a shout-out to, yourself even. Your time is now. Go ahead. You earned it.
I'm going to thank Dorka for helping me, and obviously my teammate for being there, because one of our Burnsville teams had to 1v2 because his teammate didn't show up. So I'll thank my teammate for showing up.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you for showing up. That's good. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well spoken, Luck. You did a great job for your first game in the MNVL. We wish you the best of luck on the remainder of your season and hope to see you make that run to the state championship. All right?
Yep, for sure.
Wish you the best. Have a good rest of your night.
Congrats.
Good night.
Peace out. Well, Aeolus, first cast under your belt. How are you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling pretty good. I think I surprised myself a little. I think I stream for fun.
For sure.
You know, check me out. But just I guess, talking at the camera nonstop is, pretty similar to casting in some ways.
Yeah.
But no, that was a blast, especially game 3. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
Yep. When the games get close, it really does. The caster's blood starts pumping too. That is reality, not myth, folks. We want to
For
thank
sure.
each and every one of you guys for coming out, supporting the stream, viewing, coaching, playing, whatever it was you're doing. Our production team, shout out to Aola's first cast. You did great. For everybody, this concludes week 1 of our MNVL season. We appreciate all of you guys, all the hard work that has gone into it. We will catch all of you guys back here again on Monday for Smash with the dynamic duo of Gummy and LaFever. So stay tuned. We'll catch you guys week 2 with Monday Action Smash. Sayonara. We'll catch you guys then.
See you later.